My youth, remember this. Real strength never comes from making noise. It comes from silent determination. When you quietly focus on your goals, when you discipline yourself, when you refuse to be distracted by criticism or negativity, that is when destiny begins to shape itself in your favor. Every great nation, every great leader, every great achievement, they were built on patience, struggle, and consistency, not shortcuts. I want you to understand your silence is not weakness, it is your power. The world may ignore you today, they may laugh at you, but if you keep working with faith, with passion, and with honesty, tomorrow the same world will stand up and clap for you. This is how you shape your destiny. Not by complaining, not by blaming others, but by silently working every single day to become the best version of yourself. The greatest strength that a young person can develop, because in silence you remove the distractions of the world and you begin to hear your own inner voice, that own inner voice, that what is your purpose? Ways you world. In life there will always be noise around you. People talking, critics discouraging you, friends distracting you, society pressuring you to take shortcuts. But if you learn to stay silent and focus on what truly matters, you create an inner shield that protects you from this chaos. Silence is not weakness. Silence is discipline. Silence is the training of your mind and your heart to stay steady on the path even when everything around you is trying to pull you away. Many young people think success comes from showing off, from telling the world what they are doing. But real strength is built when you are quietly working in the background, silently pushing yourself every single day without seeking attention. It is in those silent moments when no one is watching that your destiny is actually being shaped, because that is when you are building habits, building resilience, building self-control, and building the kind of character that cannot be shaken by failure or temptation. When you stay silent, you conserve your energy, and that energy becomes fuel for your growth. Talking about dreams does not make them happen. Working on them in silence does. Youth often waste their most powerful years in endless conversations, in proving themselves to people who don't matter, in defending themselves to critics. But those who understand the value of silence rise far above this, because they stop wasting time and start investing it. Silent determination means waking up with clarity, working with focus, and ending each day knowing that you have moved one step closer to your destiny, even if no one else sees it yet. The beauty of silence is that it teaches you patience, and patience is the mother of success. Nothing worthwhile in this world is built overnight. Every great achievement is a result of years of silent preparation, of sacrifices that no one talks about, of struggles that are hidden from the eyes of the world. In silence, you also build mental toughness, because when you don't run after applause or validation, you no longer depend on others to motivate you. You begin to generate your own motivation from within, and that makes you unstoppable. A youth that learns to depend on self-belief rather than external praise is the youth that cannot be broken. Silent determination trains you to embrace failure without fear, to accept criticism without reaction, and to continue walking with faith even when the path is dark. It gives you the ability to trust the process rather than rush for results. The more silent your determination, the more powerful your results will be, because the world is always surprised by those who did not make noise but arrived with strength and impact. This is the power that every young person must develop, because it not only shapes your own destiny, but also inspires others to rise above distractions and create something meaningful with their lives. Discipline and patience are the foundations of destiny, because without them, even the most talented youth will lose their direction. Talent may give you a head start, but it is discipline that keeps you on track, and patience that allows you to stay the course until you reach the finish line. Every dream requires structure, every goal requires sacrifice, and every achievement requires the ability to wait and endure. Youth often become restless because they want quick results. They want success to appear instantly. But the truth is that life never rewards haste, it rewards consistency. Discipline is waking up every day and choosing to stay committed even when motivation fades. It is choosing long-term benefit over short-term pleasure. It is saying no to distractions and yes to focus. When a young person understands that discipline is not punishment, but freedom, everything changes, because real freedom comes when you control your habits instead of letting your habits control you. Patience is equally powerful because it is the shield against frustration. Without patience, discipline becomes a burden, but with patience, discipline turns into a lifestyle. Every great achievement in history is the product of patience, whether it was the struggle for independence, the building of nations, or the journey of leaders who endured years of setbacks before reaching their goals. Patience gives you the strength to handle rejection, to accept failure as a lesson, and to continue moving forward, even when progress seems invisible. Youth must realize that impatience destroys potential, because the moment you expect immediate results, you stop trusting the process. And when you stop trusting the process, you give up halfway. Patience teaches you that growth is often silent and invisible. Just like a seed beneath the soil, but with time and care it breaks through and becomes a tree that no one can ignore. Discipline and patience together form the perfect balance, because discipline is about action, while patience is about time. One without the other cannot build destiny. If you are disciplined but not patient, you will burn out. If you are patient but not disciplined, you will waste time. But when both qualities unite, you become unstoppable. For youth, this means setting clear goals, sticking to daily routines, practicing self-control, and accepting that results may take years. It means working silently day after day, not complaining about the wait, not comparing yourself to others, but believing that your time will come. Every minute of discipline and every moment of patience is shaping your character, and character is what ultimately shapes destiny. Those who master these two qualities rise above the ordinary. They no longer look for shortcuts. They no longer chase cheap applause. They no longer give up when life gets hard. Instead, they embrace the grind. They embrace the silence. They embrace the long wait, knowing that destiny is not given but earned. A youth that is disciplined and patient can survive any storm, because storms only test consistency and resilience. Discipline gives you order, patience gives you endurance, and together they build the foundation on which greatness stands. This is why the young generation must hold tightly to these values, for without them, even the brightest vision will fade. But with them, even the impossible becomes possible. Consistency in small efforts creates massive results, because greatness is never the outcome of one grand action. It is the product of countless small steps taken with dedication over time. Many young people dream of success but become disheartened because they expect it to happen all at once. They look for a big breakthrough. They want one opportunity to change everything. But the truth of life is that transformation comes from steady and repeated effort. A seed does not become a tree in a single day. It grows slowly, invisible to the eye at first, but each day that passes adds strength to its roots, until one day it stands tall and unshakable. Youth must understand that consistency is the most powerful habit they can build, because it turns ordinary actions into extraordinary results when repeated over years. Every small effort compounds into something bigger. Reading a few pages daily turns into knowledge. Saving a small amount regularly turns into wealth. Practicing a skill consistently turns into mastery. Working out daily turns into strength. And controlling your thoughts each day turns into character. Nothing seems significant in the moment, but when time passes, the difference becomes undeniable. The mistake many young people make is giving up too early, abandoning their efforts because they do not see instant progress, not realizing that progress is happening silently in the background. Consistency requires faith, faith that even though the results are not visible today, they are being shaped for tomorrow. The beauty of small efforts is that they are manageable. They do not overwhelm you. They fit into your daily routine, but their impact over years is life-changing. Imagine a youth who spends 10 minutes daily learning something new, 10 minutes exercising, 10 minutes reflecting in silence. Those 30 minutes a day may seem small, but over the course of years they shape a completely different person, stronger in mind, body, and spirit. It is never about doing everything at once. It is about doing something every day without fail. Consistency creates rhythm. Rhythm creates momentum. And momentum carries you towards your destiny. What separates leaders from the rest is not just intelligence or talent, it is their commitment to show up every day, even on days when they do not feel like it, even when motivation is absent, even when the world doubts them, they continue to put in the work. This silent persistence becomes their superpower, because while others stop and restart, they continue building brick by brick until their foundation is too strong to be broken. Consistency teaches humility because it forces you to accept slow progress. It teaches resilience because it demands effort without applause. And it teaches discipline because it requires you to keep going despite obstacles. For youth, the message is simply stop chasing perfection and start embracing repetition. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for the ideal opportunity. Start with what you have and keep doing it daily. The journey may feel ordinary, but the destination will be extraordinary. Small, consistent actions shape habits. Habits shape character, and character shapes destiny. Those who are consistent in their efforts build a momentum that cannot be stopped, while those who wait for sudden miracles remain stuck. Life rewards those who keep moving, who keep building, who keep improving, even if it is one small step at a time. Consistency may be silent, but its results are louder than any words. Ignore distractions. Focus only on self-growth, because the path to success is filled with endless noise that can easily pull you away from your true purpose. The world today is louder than ever, with social media, peer pressure, criticism, and temptations constantly competing for your attention. And if you do not learn to shut it out, you will never have the clarity to grow. Youth often waste their energy trying to prove themselves to others, responding to negativity, or chasing trends that do not add value to their lives. But every moment unspent on distractions is a moment stolen from your own growth. Greatness requires focus, and focus requires the courage to say no, to walk away from things that do not serve you, to resist the urge to compare yourself with others, and to remain loyal to the process of self-improvement. When you put your growth above the noise, you step into a space where your energy is no longer wasted but invested. Every distraction has one aim: to slow you down. It could be criticism from people who do not understand your vision. It could be friends who are content with mediocrity. It could be the endless scrolling that consumes your hours. But once you realize that these things do not add value, you begin to protect your focus like it is your greatest treasure. Youth must understand that no one has ever shaped destiny by pleasing everyone else. No one has ever built greatness by responding to every distraction. Destiny is shaped in silence and focus, in the ability to ignore what is irrelevant and commit yourself to personal growth. When you direct all of your energy towards building your skills, your knowledge, your discipline, and your mindset, you create a version of yourself that distractions can no longer touch. Self-growth is the most powerful investment a young person can make, because it is the one thing that no one can take away from you. People can doubt you, circumstances can change, but the growth you achieve within yourself stays with you forever. Every book you read, every habit you build, every discipline you master, every challenge you overcome, they all become part of your character. And that character becomes your weapon in shaping destiny. When you focus only on self-growth, you begin to see life differently. You no longer seek validation outside because you find it in your own progress. This shift in perspective frees you from the chains of comparison and jealousy, allowing you to rise higher than those who waste their energy on distractions. The more you grow, the clearer your purpose becomes. Youth who are focused on themselves develop vision, and vision cannot be distracted. When you know who you are and where you are going, no amount of noise can stop you. This is why ignoring distractions is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the wisdom to realize that time is your most valuable resource, and that every second wasted is a second you will never get back. Instead of engaging in useless arguments, instead of proving yourself to people who will never understand you, instead of chasing temporary pleasures, choose the harder but stronger path of growth. Build habits that challenge you. Surround yourself with people who push you forward. Stay disciplined when others are careless, and keep moving forward when others are stuck in circles. A youth that learns to block distractions and focus only on growth is a youth that cannot be defeated. Distractions are temporary, but growth is permanent. Distractions fade, but growth compounds. Distractions weaken you, but growth strengthens you. Every moment you invest in yourself takes you closer to your destiny. Every distraction you ignore saves you from losing direction. Success belongs to those who have the courage to walk away from the noise and stay loyal to their journey of self-mastery. And once you master yourself, no distraction in the world can stop you from reaching the heights you are destined for. Let actions speak louder than words, because the world is full of people who talk endlessly about their dreams, their plans, their goals, but very few who actually do the hard work required to achieve them. Words may impress for a moment, but actions create results that last forever. For the youth, this principle is critical because life does not reward those who make promises, but those who fulfill them. Talking about success does not bring it closer, only consistent effort does. Many young people get caught up in telling everyone about what they want to do, seeking validation through applause, before they have even taken the first step. But greatness is never built on noise. It is built on silent effort that produces undeniable results. When your actions are strong, you do not need to defend yourself. You do not need to convince anyone, because the results will speak for you louder than any words could. Actions carry a power that words can never match. A student who studies silently every day, a young athlete who trains tirelessly, an entrepreneur who keeps working on his idea without announcing it to the world, all of them create results that eventually become visible, and those results silence every critic. Words are easy, they cost nothing, but actions demand discipline, sacrifice, and consistency, and that is why they are valuable. Youth must learn to stop wasting energy on trying to look successful and instead focus that energy on becoming successful. When you dedicate yourself to action, you transform potential into reality. You prove not with speeches, but with outcomes. The true leaders of history were not those who made loud claims, but those who showed the courage to act when it mattered most. They inspired nations not with promises, but with visible struggle and sacrifice. This is a lesson for every young person. Do not measure yourself by how well you can speak about your dreams. Measure yourself by how much progress you make towards them. Every small step you take in action is worth more than 1,000 words. If you want respect, let your actions earn it. If you want influence, let your results create it. If you want success, let your effort build it. There is also dignity in action. Words can be doubted, twisted, or forgotten, but actions remain as proof. When people see your consistency, when they witness your achievements, when they recognize your hard work, they cannot deny the truth of your journey. This is why silence paired with action is such a powerful combination. You don't need to argue with those who doubt you. You don't need to fight with those who mock you. You only need to keep moving forward. One day your success will be the answer to every doubt. Youth must also remember that actions inspire others far more than words. A disciplined person motivates those around them not by preaching, but by example. When you rise early, work hard, stay consistent, and achieve results, others see that it is possible and are encouraged to follow. This ripple effect of action creates change in society, because true change never begins with speeches. It begins with individuals who act differently and inspire others to do the same. The most powerful way to shape destiny is through this principle. Build habits of action, not habits of endless talk. Set goals and work towards them silently. Let your actions tell the world who you are. Over time, even those who ignored you will be forced to notice. Even those who doubted you will be forced to respect you. Success belongs to those who stay busy building, while others stay busy talking. And once your results become visible, no words will be needed because your actions will echo louder than anything you could ever say. Silent determination turns ordinary youth into extraordinary leaders, because leadership is not born from noise. It is born from quiet resilience, from the ability to stay committed even when no one is watching, from the strength to keep walking forward in silence when the world doubts or ignores you. Many young people think leadership means standing on a stage, giving speeches, or being seen by everyone. But true leadership begins long before anyone notices you. It begins in the silence of discipline, in the sacrifices that no one else sees, in the lonely nights of hard work, in the quiet choices to say no to comfort and yes to struggle. When a youth develops silent determination, they build an inner power that eventually makes them unshakable. And it is this unshakable character that inspires others and transforms them into leaders. Silent determination is not about being passive. It is about being strong enough to control your emotions, patient enough to endure difficulties, and consistent enough to keep striving without demanding instant recognition. The world is filled with ordinary individuals, but what separates leaders from the rest is their refusal to quit, their refusal to let challenges break their spirit, their refusal to let failures define them. A young person who keeps working silently despite setbacks grows into a leader, because leadership is not about commanding others. It is about mastering yourself first. Only when you can lead your own mind, your own habits, and your own actions can you begin to influence others in a meaningful way. The greatest leaders in history were shaped in silence long before their names were known. They went through years of struggle where their determination was tested. They endured criticism, rejection, and failure, yet they refused to be distracted. Their greatness was not an accident. It was the natural result of silent determination. Youth today must realize that complaining, blaming, or chasing applause will never make them leaders. What makes you extraordinary is the decision to persist with focus, to invest in your growth, to rise after every fall, and to trust the process even when no one else believes in it. Silent determination also builds credibility, because people trust leaders who live by example, not those who only speak of ideals. When you silently put in the work, your results give weight to your words, and people naturally follow those who have proven themselves through action. Leadership is not demanded, it is earned, and it is earned through years of silent effort. A youth who chooses this path does not need to ask for respect. It comes to them naturally because their determination cannot be ignored. This quality also shapes humility within a leader. When you spend years working silently, you understand the value of patience, the importance of sacrifice, and the meaning of struggle. Such humility keeps you grounded even when success arrives, and that humility makes people respect you even more. Silent determination protects you from arrogance. It reminds you that leadership is service, not pride, and that true leaders rise not to show power, but to empower others. Every ordinary young person carries extraordinary potential, but that potential only turns into leadership when paired with silent determination. It is not the loudest voice that changes the future. It is the quietest persistence. The youth who decide to walk this path will discover that leadership is not about being recognized quickly. It is about being remembered permanently. Silent determination may go unnoticed for years, but one day it transforms you into a leader whose actions, character, and vision inspire countless others to follow. Every journey towards greatness begins with a choice. And for the youth, that choice is whether to live distracted and ordinary or to live focused and extraordinary. Silent determination is not just a habit, it is a way of life, a mindset that shapes destiny. When you embrace silence as your strength, when you practice discipline and patience, when you stay consistent in your efforts, when you ignore the noise around you and invest in self-growth, when you let your actions speak louder than your words, you begin to transform yourself from an ordinary individual into someone capable of extraordinary leadership. These are not just ideas, they are principles that have built every great leader and every great nation in history. Youth must understand that destiny is not written by chance, it is written by choices. The choices you make every single day to stay focused or distracted, to be disciplined or careless, to act or only speak. These choices slowly build the life you will live tomorrow. Nothing is achieved overnight, and nothing is achieved without struggle, but everything is possible for the one who refuses to give up. The power of silent determination lies in its ability to keep you moving forward even when progress is invisible, even when recognition is absent, even when challenges seem overwhelming. It builds within you the strength to persist without applause and to trust that every small effort is shaping a greater future. The world does not need more noise, it needs youth who can rise above it. It needs young men and women who are willing to work silently, who are willing to embrace sacrifice, who are willing to stay patient, and who are willing to lead by example. Leadership is not about titles. It is about responsibility, and responsibility begins with mastering yourself. When you discipline your habits, strengthen your mind, and focus your energy, you naturally inspire others to follow. That is how ordinary youth become extraordinary leaders. So to every young person listening, choose the path of silent determination. Do not be distracted by those who doubt you. Do not waste your energy proving yourself to others. And do not give up when progress feels slow. Keep moving, keep growing, keep believing. Your silence today is building your strength for tomorrow. Your patience today is preparing your success for tomorrow. And your determination today is shaping a destiny that will not only transform your life, but will inspire countless others to rise with you.